All right, STSC scholars, good morning, and we are back. So here is our walkthrough of Unit 5, Goals, Life Goals. One of the most important chapters or units that we are going to go over. Time management was probably number 1 in my hierarchy. Goals is number 2 because that is the reason that you are here, and that is what is going to keep you here when things get tough. So what you want to accomplish and why you want to do it. This one's probably going to be a little bit longer because we need to address your paper, okay? So you'll look over some of the lessons about SMART goals. There's a journal that you're going to have about goal setting. There's a Daring Dreams assignment that's going to help you kind of start to map out what it is that you'd like to study and some of the information that you're going to need for that. So that's helping you prepare for your paper because your paper is going to ask you about your academic and career goals. Okay. And then you'll want to go ahead and start your paper. And what I can do is I can send you guys a template. I have one for my in-person classes. The title's a little bit different, but the content is pretty much the same. So I will send that to you guys. And then that way all you have to do is type over the one I'm going to give to you. And again, you're going to see life goals posted twice because one is for you to go ahead and get started. And then that way if you want to meet with the Writing Center or if you want to send it off to Tutor 24/7 and have somebody proofread your paper, you have time to do it this week before it is due that first week of October. Okay, so here is what your PowerPoint is going to look like. Okay, and then this is the Daring Dreams assignment right here. So it has 10 questions. There's some stuff you're going to have to type in. So make sure that you type in your stuff when you process it. Most of those questions I'm going to have to grade manually, so don't freak out if you look at the grade and you're like, why does it say I have a 20? Because I haven't reviewed it yet, and I have to physically enter the scores for each person. So I have to go through 60 of those. But I'm able to get through those relatively quickly since it's not a super heavy writing assignment. And it shouldn't take you super long to do either. Okay, so the main event right here, the life goals paper. Okay, so here's some of the content right here. So what we're looking at is some of the stuff that you have. So a past goal that you've already accomplished, right? We're looking at an academic goal that you would like to accomplish too. So your academic goal could be, my goal is to earn an A in my math class. My goal is to complete the fall 2021 semester with a 3.0 GPA or higher. My goal is to earn an A on this speech that I have coming up within the next 2 weeks. So you see I was specific with it as well as I included a time frame. Then you'll have a second academic goal that you want to accomplish. So this could be like getting your degree from TCC. This could be the transfer process. This could be going to the university and graduating. This could be getting into graduate school. It depends on how far out you would like to go. So whether you're just talking about, I just need to survive to midterms, versus if you're looking all the way out to grad school, you're going to have some creative freedom over that. Okay, then you want to describe a life or career goal. So this could center around the industry that you have chosen that you'd like to go into. Maybe that promotion that you're going after if you already work for the company that you want to stay with. If this is your next chapter and you're getting close to retirement, what does that look like? I know some people want to start businesses. Some people want to start like, nonprofits to, work with kids. I've had that come up a lot. Different things like that. I would also say you can even include financial goals. So I'll take that a step further and include that as well, because a lot of people want to become financially stable. Maybe they want to buy a house, maybe they want to buy a car. Maybe they still live at home and they want to move out and they want to get their first, apartment, first house. Those are big things. So you'll want to talk about that. So not only what you want to do and why it's important and when you want to do it, but how you are going to do it. Like the tangible steps. So if your goal is to purchase a house within the next 5 years, then how are you going to get there? So if you need to create a budget and you need to save, think about how are you going to set aside money each month. Are you going to work overtime for work? Are you going to get another job? Are you going to, go for a new build? Are you going to buy an existing home? Are you going to get a custom built home, like buy some land and then have it designed? Where is it going to be? Because are you planning to live here? Some of y'all may stay here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and some of you guys might be like some of my friends and live out the country. That's an option too, so think big. If you're talking about financial stability, then yeah, that can definitely talk about budgeting, actively trying to get out of debt or prevent going into debt, and what your strategies would look like. Because there's different methods for that, such as like the snowball method, where you pay down the item with the highest level of interest, and then you take that payment and roll it into the item with the next highest interest. So there you go. There's some real life stuff right there that you can use. And then you've got your second life or career goal, or like I was saying, you can use a financial goal as well. So because a lot of times, like, the financial reasons are the underlying reasons why people are here, and they tie in with each other. So you could say my academic goal is to graduate with a degree, so I can become a engineer to provide a financially stable future for my family. So you see, they're interconnected. And the paper is going to kind of require you to do some soul searching, because you're going to have to be honest with yourself why you chose what you chose. Like, did you choose it because of the pay? Did you choose it because of the flexibility of the work schedule? Or were there deeper reasons? I know the first year I taught this class, I remember one of the students chose education because she said growing up, she remembered, like, her biggest memory growing up was that her parents worked multiple jobs, both her mom and dad, and they provided for her and her sisters, and she's very grateful, she's very thankful for that, and they had everything that they needed, right? They struggled, but the basic needs were met. But she did say for all her events at school, they were never there. And she would look through those pictures and everything like that, and or for like the different sporting events and the games, homecoming, all that kind of stuff, and everybody else's parents were there and hers were never there. And she said it was a very lonely feeling. So for her, going into education and having that schedule where she could be off over the summer and attend her future children's events and be a physical presence was her driving force. And another thing that she also said was she wanted to create a family day with her and her sisters. So once a month they would get together and regroup, since they all don't live here in the area. So she still had tangible steps that she needed to go through to accomplish those things. But to her, the education key and that stable career gave her something that she couldn't buy, which was time with her family. So yeah, so there's one there. With another young lady, and I'll never forget it. She chose nursing, which is by far the most popular program that we have, and it is probably one of, if not the most competitive program to get into, because everybody and their mama wants to go into nursing. And that's true with some of the other schools in the state as well. That's the one that we all kind of arrived at, based on the number of applicants we have. So with that one, you got to set yourself apart. Like, it may say on the website, oh, the minimum GPA is this. You need to exceed the minimum. Like, you pretty much need straight A's and B's, no C's, just for them to look at your stuff. Because it's that many people that are applying to get in, but also because of the amount of work that you're going to be doing. And then, you have clinicals. So you're going to be out in those hospitals, those clinics, those nursing homes as part of your program to get some real life work experience in the medical field if you don't already work in that industry. So you got to assess your commitment to it. And with this young lady, she said she chose nursing not because of the pay or anything like that, but because of something that happened in her family personally. I remember she said that she and one of her aunts had to take her little baby cousin to the emergency room. And I think the baby, he wasn't even 2 yet. And then the aunt didn't speak English, so she did go with her to help interpret. And this is when she was in high school. And thank goodness she had been in one of the organizations in high school where they learned how to do medical procedures. And I remember her saying that they were taking the kids' vital signs and taking blood and all that kind of stuff. And she was looking at the way they were doing everything. And she was like, that's not the right procedure. They're doing that wrong. They're hurting him. That's not right. And she spoke up. She actually wrote a letter to the hospital president. And remember, she was like 15 or 16 years old at the time. And she said, okay, this is what the procedure was. I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble. I'm trying to educate them to say that this is what they were supposed to follow. And the president replied back to her and everything, and was very impressed with her. So she said she wanted to do it not only to help people, but to help her patients advocate for themselves. If something doesn't look right, she wants to be the person to be there and assure them that they are going to get the assistance that they need, and that it is okay to speak up. And this is a very soft-spoken, very sweet person, but I remember when she talked about this in class, she turned like bright red, like she was hot, like mad about what happened and how she felt like that they got dismissed by the staff that they were working with initially. And like you could see that like that passion was there. And when I read her paper without even reading her name, and remember I had about 4 classes at the time, so about 120 students, I knew exactly which one was hers. Within the first 2 or 3 lines, I was like, oop, that's my girl. I was like, she's got some fire. And that's what I hope that you tap into, that fire, that passion, this is what I want to do, this is why I want to do it. Okay? Oh. Okay, guys, I'm sorry I had to take a quick break. I thought I got up early enough. Apparently, I did not. So let me pick up where we left off. With the paper, you'll notice with some of the comments that I'll make, it may seem like I'm steering you a specific way. The reason is when you lay out your academic or career goals, a lot of the scholarships that TCC offers, and as well as some of the third parties that they offer, they're going to ask you the same exact information. So that's why I'm really having you guys spend some time on this, because you can use this paper to apply for scholarships. And I know a lot of you guys that have done that financial aid quiz said, oh, well, I'm not eligible for scholarships. You're not eligible right now. You're thinking about things right now. You're not thinking about the end of the semester in December, where you will have a new established GPA and hopefully it is higher. or if you don't have a GPA yet, you will have established one, meaning you'll be able to apply for things in January or February. I know the TCC Foundation application portal opens in mid-February, and that portal houses over like 400 scholarships alone, and those are just offered by TCC. That doesn't include campus-specific scholarships. That doesn't include ones that are offered by third parties. That doesn't include ones that are offered by your current or potential employers, your places of worship, community organizations, things like that. And yeah, remember, they're going to ask for those different types of things. Even the universities, they have internal scholarships, they have external ones, they have departmental, and there's ones based on your major as well. So you're able to cut and paste that information out, change your introduction, change your conclusion, and use it. So whatever you do, hold on to this paper. And I'm really emphasizing that you may want to have somebody at the Writing Center or Tutor 24/7 look at it for that reason, so you can use it later and hopefully earn yourself a full scholarship. That would be awesome. I've had students do it in the past, and over the past couple of years, like every scholarship that TCC has released, I've had at least one of my students has won it. I produce winners. They get in there and they crush it. So there's a method to the madness with everything that you guys are doing in this class. The students that have been through my class, they're my A students now. So it all does amount to something, okay? Sorry, that's Sophia. She's over there playing in her crib with her little stuffed animals. Okay, the second journal. This is I think this is the last thing that we needed to look at. This is the goal setting one. So this is kind of like a brief snapshot of some information that you'd like to accomplish. And then there's also a YouTube video down here. So don't forget about the video. You're going to watch the video and react to it. Just a couple sentences. It doesn't have to be like a full-on paper. As well as your goals and what they're important to you. Why did you start college? Why are you here? What or who is keeping you here? So you may kind of see that that's the over-encompassing theme, and that's because when things get tough, you're going to really need to dig deep to pull through that adversity and, I guess look at those pictures on the wall. Like, I'm here for myself. I'm here for my family. I'm here because it's always been my dream to work in this specific career, and I'm finally taking those steps toward it. Or I'm here because I need that financial breakthrough, and these are the steps that I'm going to have to take. It's going to be hard. It's going to be taxing. It's going to test some relationships. There may be some decisions that you need to make with people that you associate with. That happens too. That's a hard part too. And especially if you're the first one in your family to go to college, it's a lonely road. So I understand that, because people may be supportive of what you're doing, but they don't know how to help all the time. So with you figuring things out as you go, it can, in a sense, be a lonely journey if you don't have a support system. So that's why I try to emphasize you guys lean on each other, because at the end of the day, you are all in it together. You guys all have that same goal of making it to graduation, whether you're getting a certificate or degree, or you're, going to a university, or you're already at a university and you're concurrently enrolled. You guys all have that same vision. And ideally, if you see somebody slipping, you're going to be the one that catches them and pushes them forward too. It's a little bit harder with online classes, but yeah, in the in-person classes, if we didn't see somebody who was there, I had like 5 people, they were on their phones. Let me text so-and-so. Hey, where you at? We're here. You need to be here. You said that this was what you were going to do. This is what, this is what we're doing. So that's more important than you realize. I think it'll manifest itself over the next couple of months. Like, you'll see what I'm talking about. And you'll see some things possibly change at work. I know I went through some stuff where in one of the workplaces I was the only person with a degree, and woo, that environment turned because all of a sudden I was a threat. Because now it's like, oh, well, you can take my job. I really don't want your job. I got other plans. But it doesn't stop those feelings that some of those team members might have toward you and what you're doing. So, you got to invite them to come along. Hey, let's go on this journey together to move from good to great. Or, you may have to leave them behind, and those are hard decisions to make. But it is part of it. And yeah, you might have people even in your own family push back. I've had people, and I still have people that are kind of like, I don't know why you work in education. You were too smart for that. And they thought it was a complete waste. And still haven't gotten over it. I'm like, really, guys? I'm 36, about to be 37. I haven't gotten over it yet. But yeah, it's one of those weird things. And I guess that's why I keep saying, how bad do you want it? And are you willing to stand up for what you really want? Because that's going to be the hard part, especially if it's coming from immediate family, parents, or like your grandparents. And I think that should be it. Yep, so that is the end of Unit 5. So as always, if you guys need anything, email me, or I'll see you in virtual office hours. Good work so far. I'm working on getting your stuff graded. I had to work on the stuff for the business class yesterday, but I'm getting caught up with both of your transitions classes now. And I'll try to do like a gradebook check-in toward the middle of the week where, I pull everybody's grades and give you kind of a rundown of, hey, I've received all of your assignments so far, or hey, you're missing some work. Do you need help? So then that way we can work one-on-one with some things to make sure that you're progressing along. All right. Well, hanging there, guys. Unit 2 was probably the hardest one. Unit 5 with the paper is going to pick up a little bit, but other than that, I think you've made it through the hardest part. All right. Take care and take care of each other. Bye.